Welcome to another episode of DegoSec Presents. Today, we are at the offices of Trinidad and Tobago Newsday, where we meet senior reporter Julien Neaves. Julien, thank you for being with us on DegoSec Presents.
Glad to be here.
You left DegoSec in 1998. Tell me about the 5 years you were there.
An interesting 5 years. I think that was a period where I was really trying to, to get to know who I was, kind of figure out what I wanted to do, hang out with different groups. So definitely a coming of age period. I enjoyed it, made some good friends. I haven't really, kept up as much as I would like with them. But I think one of the best things about DegoSec, it really ignited my love for English and English literature, which helped lead me, into this direction of, becoming a journalist and a writer. And, one of my English teachers, Stanford Williams, she really, really inspired me for a love for the written word, and that is something I'm forever grateful for.
So prior to coming to DegoSec, did you have a different career goal?
Well, I think I always loved writing, because even from very young, I remember I would draw little comics and sell it to the neighbors, and I was always writing something, always had a love for that. So I think it just kind of crystallized it a bit when I was in DegoSec and actually studying some Shakespeare and some other works. It's like, okay, this is what I really want to do.
Okay, so you said you had a love for language.
Mm-hmm.
DegoSec, Miss Williams kind of crystallized it.
Yeah.
Did you then decide you wanted to be a journalist?
Actually, no, because I have always, had this idea I wanted to be a novelist. It's like, well, okay, I want to write novels, this is my goal. And actually, I think, getting older was like, let me find something that could pay the bills, so to speak, which would actually be a good launching point to become a novelist as well too. I was like, why not journalism? And that, started to form in my mind as well too.
Okay, so once you decided on a career path, what did you do?
Well, actually, in hindsight, I think if I'd really known, earlier in my time in DegoSec, I probably would have chose my subjects a little differently. Because it's only later you realize, well, I probably should have done some languages, or history as well too, could have helped. So, but I did more like this. I did principles of business, principles of accounts. I did metalwork just because I enjoyed the class, and because I did metalwork, I did do technical drawing, which did not go very well. But literature was one of my subjects, and as I said, that really birthed that in me. So I guess probably if I had known earlier, it may have helped. I may have chosen my subjects a bit different, but it sparked the fire. So I'm grateful for that.
Is this where you would like to stay?
I enjoy journalism because it's one of the few. A few jobs that I could see where I could really be creative, Every day I come and I have to use my mind, I have to create, I have to write something, I had worked in insurance for 2 years and I felt like I was dying, Because insurance just dealing with numbers and accounts and, I need, somewhere where my mind is being stimulated. I don't know if I'll be in journalism forever, because one thing about journalism, while it's dynamic, it could be a bit hectic. You come in, you don't know where you have to go, which part of Trinidad, what you have to do, sometimes long hours. So it could be a bit of a strain. So being on the beat, on the grind, could be a bit difficult. So I don't know, I hope to always be writing, for a newspaper, or some type of thing in the media. I don't know if it'll be, on a full-time basis. But definitely my, childhood goal of being a novelist, definitely, and that's actually something I want to start to ramp up. I have so many other ideas for like little businesses as well too. So yes, I think I always want, journalism to be part of my life, but to have, other grander gestures. And at some point, if I could become a full-time journalist and live on that, a full-time novelist. Yeah, a full-time journalist now. I become a full-time novelist and just live on that and, send a little column every week. That would be ideal.
Why print journalism as opposed to, say, TV?
TV or radio? Well, I think the draw for print journalism was always because, the writer in me. I always love writing. I always love, putting a story. I like telling a story. I love that. And with print, you get a lot of room to do that. I remember even when I went into A-levels, all my friends, knew about my, I wanted to become a journalist, and it's like, wow, just now you're going to be on TV, Julien Neaves, whatever news, I was like, it's not really me, the out there, face out there and whatever. But I think, I don't know if sometime in the future, I find it could be interesting as well too, that, crafting a story visually as well too. So it's something I'm open to in the future, but for now I love, weaving words together. I think that's me in my natural environment.
Tell me what a typical day might be like for you.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, journalism is an atypical job.
Okay.
So I'm not sure there's something such as a typical day. But wake up, come down to the office sometime 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock possibly. You have an assignment. You say I have an assignment in Parliament. I go, I sit down, I listen to what the politicians say, I write it down, come back to the office, I write it up. Another day might be, well, okay, the tiger in the zoo gave birth, go out and, talk to the head of the zoo there. Or, you never really know where you're going to end up on a particular day. US students protesting, somebody got murdered, you have to go talk to the family, or go cover a court case. So you never know what you're going to do from day to day. So you jump here, you jump there. So I guess most days I'm usually in the office. A lot of stories we get, you call a person, you get the information, or you get somebody sends out a press release, you can do that. But when you go out, you can pretty much go out anywhere, talk to anybody. As I've said in the past, one day you could be, interviewing the Prime Minister. Another day you could be interviewing a vagrant, and pretty much everywhere in between. Because the media, we go where the average person does not go, and the access we have. So it's not really a typical way. You never really know where you're going to go, who you're going to meet, what are you going to be doing business, are you going to be doing crime, politics, human interest. You never know, what your day could be like, which is part of the draw of it, the dynamism to it.
Do you feel safe out there?
I don't know. I'm a bit fearless. I'm not. I do remember a time that I went to Laventille for a story, actually looking for a mother whose 4 sons were murdered, and I was just walking around Laventille asking people, this person, this person. And a person be like, you walking up and down Laventille and you're worried, but I mean I'm a God-fearing person, and I believe God has a plan for my life and that He protects me. And I mean I don't take silly risks, and I wouldn't risk my life, but I don't go somewhere, being afraid, because I know God is watching out for me and will protect me if anything happens. So I go in, whatever happens, happens.
Are you at liberty to talk about why is it you left your previous employer?
I just think there was a better opportunity here, and I mean, sometimes there's a better opportunity and you kind of have to grab it.
What is next for you? I know you talked about the novel, but I got the idea that the novel was somewhere down the road.
I don't know. I kind of want to, put my toe into the water. I don't know if I want to start with like some short stories, or do some writing competitions. But I don't know if I'm at the stage yet when I'm going to go. If I could put out an entire novel. But I want to start, getting my name out there, so to get published. And as I said, I do have some other ideas, some other ventures as well too.
Would your novel or your short stories be based on your years in the newspaper?
Actually, I actually have one that I was working on, kind of inspired by it. But I'm more interested in fiction, so I'm not really going to do a whole lot of non-fiction, biographical kind of stuff. But maybe inspired by it. Like I'm writing a story where the hero is a crime reporter. So yeah, there's a bit of me in him.
Any advice to aspiring journalists?
I would say count the cost. I don't think it's not a job for everybody. If you're somebody you like a fixed time that you come to work at X time, you leave at X time, and everything has to be ordered, and you like the same thing every day, it's not really a job for you. It could be very stressful, it could be very trying. If you let it, journalism, it can take over your life, mash up your relationships and everything. So you have to be aware of that. On the flip side, it can be very dynamic. You can make links with people, meet people, go places, learn things, travel, do so many different things. It is unlike many other jobs that you can have. One, you have to love to write, because that's what you'll be doing, writing a lot. Two, make sure that you can write well. I'm talking about have good grammar, punctuation, that type of thing, and as well that you could put a story together very well. If you want to become a journalist, a full-time journalist, read the newspapers, read newspapers, read magazines, watch news, get yourself into that mood, where you can see okay, this is how a story is done, so that you don't jump into it completely green. Stay informed, know what is going on locally, regionally, internationally. If you're somebody who have a hunger for news, you like to know what is happening, and you like to tell a story, journalism would be the job for you. But know that it can take a lot out of you. It's not your average job. It can be stressful, it can be draining, but it's also unique, and things you'll experience the average person will never experience. So I say count the cost. If you want to become a journalist, start reading your newspapers, getting yourself into that mode. You can follow my path. I did a degree in it at University of West Indies in Moda, Media and Communication degree. And I think what was good about that is that it really gave me a good foundation and understanding of what a journalist is. What is a journalist? And recognizing that responsibility. It is not just about something happened, I come, I reported, everybody knows about it. We have a responsibility to be ethical, we have a responsibility to be balanced, we have a responsibility to be objective, and we are, the guardians of truth, even if that sounds exaggerated, but that's what we are. We shape people's perception, and that's something you have to take very, don't take it lightly at all. It is very important. And I think we have some people who come into the business and they don't realize that. Sometimes they have their own agendas or their own political beliefs, and that bleeds into their story. My view is, if you want to be a journalist, you just tell the story, you give the facts, and let the people open up, let the people make up their own minds. That is my view. So I would say if you have a love for it, you really want to do it, just know it can take a toll, but it's an adventure, and you're welcome to it.
All right, Julien, thank you so much for being with us today.
No problem, man. I enjoyed it.